Okay, it is 6:30 PM. Call to order the June 10th, 2024 meeting for the Merrimack Conservation Commission. Andy Hunter and Andrew Duane are not here today. Tom, can you fill in for Andrew as a voting member tonight? Okay. No public hearings tonight, so we'll move on to new business. First thing is discussion regarding potential law and alternatives educational session submitted by Karis.
A number of community members responded with interest to a Facebook post about law and alternatives, that they would be interested in education on the subject, and I said that we would look into it. So I emailed New Hampshire UNH Extension about it, and they said there are a few options for if they basically had anybody who does education on the subject, and they said that they had a few options. They said someone through Green Grass Clean Water does an environmentally conscious lawn care program, which is a little bit different. And then they said there were some topics from the UNH Extension Speakers Bureau, none of which are exactly lawn alternatives, but there are very interesting topics, and I realized that it would also behoove us to take advantage of those. They recommend a $100 donation for education sessions to support the program and transportation. But in terms of this subject, specifically the lawn alternatives, there isn't currently an organization that does exactly that. We could take it or contact the Green Grass Clean Water Initiative, or I could also research and write an educational session and present it as an educator.
I'm gonna let her deal with it. My only concern about having us, wow, I feel like I'm really loud tonight. My only concern about that is if people come up and start asking us about soil pH and oil and the chemistry of it,
Yeah.
that's a whole another.
A lot beyond.
A lot. So I don't, not that we're going to be responsible for anything. If we tell someone to plant microclover, go ahead, do it, do whatever you want. But it seems like there's going to be that'd be an educational series that would be.
It would go.
We just couldn't answer those questions, or I couldn't answer those questions.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I thought about it and was like, no, we should look into somebody who's an expert on this stuff. They did suggest that we suggest to the Extension Speakers Bureau that they consider that for a future topic.
I think I'm surprised that they don't have it. I mean, because there's so much talk about it now.
Yep. Given that there's no current option for lawn alternatives education session, can we do an alternative? Choose one of the other options as an alternative for community interest.
When you other options, you mean from the UNH co-op extension?
Or the Green Grass Clean Water environmentally conscious lawn care.
When are we thinking of trying to do this? Like, how much time do we have to try to find?
Oh, I mean, I think just schedule one for sometime in the next 6 months or so, or for next spring even.
Contact a botanist or something like that would be.
You mean for the lawn care?
Yeah, I mean, they're plants. They're individual little plants.
But there's a lot to consider in terms of foot traffic and all that.
Yeah,
I think that it'd be more than a botanist. Like, are you saying instead of doing one of the options already available, try and find someone to do an educational?
Yes, find someone who knows about grass. Landscaping firm.
Conceptually, would it be similar to like what we did with Moosewood Ecological? And
Yeah, I would think so.
walks and
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we could go physically look at stuff. I mean, there's grass everywhere, so they could
Mm-hmm.
show and tell. Yeah, I think it's a great idea. I think it's a great idea. And I'd love to replace my flash or something and not have them all.
Yeah, and Eric probably remembers this, and Gage remembers them, but basically what that was operationally, functionally, was we would identify, the vernal pool walk was what, in May? And it cost something, but we'd advertise it, and we didn't advertise it nearly as well then as we could now with all these different
Yep.
platforms. Would identify a day, and when the weather was good, we had pretty good turnouts.
Yeah.
And the gentleman from, I can't think of it, Jeff from
Jeff
Moosewood,
Yeah.
would spend an hour and a half and would go out and he would do some pre-work, you know,
Yep.
he would know some things along the trail. He'd walk it a few times and
Yep.
he was prepared to take us out and show it. I guess this would be a similar model where we find the instructor or the presenter.
Yeah.
I have no idea how to find someone. How would I, who would we contact?
I'd go after botanists and lawn care
Mm-hmm.
companies.
Yeah.
I bet there are databases out there
Okay,
that have people to search out for.
I bet you could
Okay.
find a lawn care company with a botanist.
Yeah. Probably.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking on the state nursery website. There's a whole pile of links. One or two might be useful. This is the first time I've looked at it, so I don't
Mhm.
have one to throw out, but check that. They have one page.
can you send me a link to that page?
Sure.
And if we need to pay for a speaker, just bring that up. Okay,
Yeah, that's nothing unusual. Exactly what we've done in the past.
Mm-hmm.
okay. Can we add to discuss next time general education, sessions, like as an ongoing thing that we do? Like
Absolutely.
I don't, do you know what I'm saying, Eric?
Just, you mean, adding as an agenda item, an ongoing agenda item, general
No,
education
as
sessions,
the-
or?
In the next meeting, put on the agenda to discuss generally doing more educational sessions.
Okay, yeah.
A program,
Right,
a
Mhm.
reoccurring program.
right.
Because we've done a couple of them and they've been,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it would
Popular.
be great to have, right, to like consistently do a few every year.
What was the
The only-
one we did in the fall? It used to be a fall event too, wasn't it?
we used to, well, I say used to, we still can. We've done the vernal pool parties. We've done Transx, that's in the wintertime. We did that beaver, the water levels and the beaver thing. We did the backyard birding. That didn't go over very well because we didn't get very many people, but I still thought that was a great topic. We did a trail building thing one time with the AMC, an AMC speaker come in. I don't know, I'm trying to think of things we just did in fall.
I'd love to see one in the spring on turtles because
Yeah.
suddenly we're getting inquiries, or I know I am from Horse Hill. People are spotting turtle nesting and wondering, can we put up signs? And I heard from everybody on the commission who I forwarded this to, he says, well, if we put up signs for turtle nesting, we'd have to rope off the entire property because we have so many, which is interesting, but that means people need to be more aware of it.
Yeah, we just ask people to stay on the trails.
Yeah.
And do repeated postings on Facebook so people know about it.
I'll work with you on that.
Okay, any more discussion about, the educational sessions? Okay, so Karis and maybe others will look for potential educational opportunities regarding plants and lawn care. And at the June 24th meeting, we'll have a discussion about just potential ideas for more general education and outreach opportunities going forward.
So, Karis, you're volunteering to be kind of in charge of this educational program?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that was Steve's idea when he brought me on board. He's like, oh, education.
Next item, under new business, vote regarding potential purchase of materials to repair boardwalk replacement on Loop Trail at the Horse Hill Nature Preserve property in the amount of $500.
Make sure your green light is on.
It's on now. Does everyone have I emailed a spreadsheet or something, so you have that? Was there a photo in that email? I can't remember if I sent a photo or not.
Only the
no.
graphics from Home Depot's.
Okay.
None of the
Uh,
photos that
Can I
you
just-
have.
I need to get your name.
Mark Gagnon,
Sorry.
chairperson of the Horse Hill whatever we are, subcommittee.
It's right on my sheet.
Better to check than not check.
Permission to approach the bench. This is a photo from just like, I think it's like last week. It's actually draining. I managed to bring the water level down there to make it dry enough to work. That's that multi-piece boardwalk over by Listoka Pond, over by the bench where we view the herring nests. It's submerged in water most of the time. It's now dry. Now's the time to go replace it. It's just sunk in over time. There's some older, they were beaver ponds. They're not active now. They're just full of deadfall. And they just swamp that thing. It's like, it sits most of the time at water level or underwater. So it just gotta get completely replaced.
Are you intending to build that? Sorry, are you intending to build that up off the ground?
Yeah, what we're gonna do is just put mud sills, and if we have to stack them like cribbing in order
Yep.
to get just a couple inches off the ground. There's some natural high ground every 10 or 12 feet that we can kind of hop, skip, and jump over that. And then clear out underneath, so there's clear passage for the water underneath it.
I know.
It'll never be more than a couple inches up off the ground.
The-
It's not really a bridge, it's
Yeah,
a
no, I
punch in.
know what you mean. Have you seen the bridge we built going across the brook over by the middle school?
You're talking about,
Off the end of Bambi?
oh, no, I
Be-
don't go over
maybe.
there much, no.
Okay.
You're talking about Greater Woods.
No, I'm saying, because we have a method, it's the inch and a half pipe, we can talk about it later, we don't talk about it now.
I'm interested, I should go check
Yeah, I
it
mean,
out.
just, it might be, if we're, it works out really easily to create a bridge. Because you can just drive the spikes in the ground, you just twist them in, and then just build cribs on it and go from point to point to point. So sometime when we get a minute, we can go.
Yeah,
go
I should
walk
look at
real
that.
quick.
Yeah, well, what I basically do is I've researched the Forest Service guidelines
Right.
for wilderness trail building, and this is what they call a puncheon, where you put mud sills and you put your runners on top, and then you can stack them up depending as you need. So it's basically meant to cross damp, swampy ground.
Okay.
Technically not a bridge, but this follows that guidelines, that all the repairs and the new stuff we've been doing, we're following the National Forest Service guidelines pretty much.
And I can tell you that area is getting, every year, that area gets more traffic because that heron rookery is bringing photographers in all
yeah.
the time. So it's wonderful that people are enjoying that, but yeah, this bridge is past its peak.
Yeah, and you see that by the pictures, it's been kind of cobbled together over time. There's really no logical, clear way to fix it. It's just been sinking into the ground. So we might be able to salvage a few pieces from that, which I think we'll use for patching down the Blodgett Hill Bridge and some of the others. That's typically what we'll do, is build something new, all new, so it's gonna last a while, and anything you can reclaim, it becomes our inventory for patching. Because there are a number of small repair jobs that we have kind of queued up, nothing that's gonna need any funding if we can use this stuff, plus some of the stuff that we have, so. This is by far the worst one that we have on the property right now, that needs attention, that we don't have any other option for at this point. It was on our priority list to do, so. I did estimate that. I went today and actually got the actual customer quote. I can give that to you guys now. I had used the electronic email shopping cart. Today I went and got the quote, and they put, I don't know if he emailed it to Kelly. He said Kelly's name, who's the purchasing agent in town that did the processing last time for us.
Probably in finance.
Yeah,
Kelly Beluzzi.
Yeah, that's the name, yeah. So,
So
if
what
there's-
amount, what's the total of that one now?
It's the same as, it was the
Okay.
same as my spreadsheet exactly. The prices haven't changed from when I did that. And they'll typically hold that for, whatever, a couple of weeks. Well, they'll honor it for the most part, so,
Ah,
as it gets
16.
processed. So we haven't picked a date. Obviously, you guys have to approve it. We believe that the NEMBA group has a youth organization that's been looking to provide some labor assistance. So either them or the NEMBA guys who are, well experienced helping us do this stuff, we would get a group together and try to schedule it over the summer while it's dry. So, we're pretty capable of doing that stuff ourselves. The only thing I'd want to do, maybe you can help me out, I don't know what's the procedure for getting the gate opened at the main entrance, getting it unlocked and open. I'd love to bring the truck up there with the materials slowly up the trail, up to the first kiosk sign there, rather than having to lug all that stuff.
Isn't there a lockbox
Not that I know
by
of.
the gate?
Not in that one, not that I know of.
Not that I know of, but if you do, please share the.
Yeah, is it a
Talk to me
key or a
later.
combo? I don't know, like the one at the Bowman is a combo. I have that one for the backside, but I've never been through that gate with a vehicle on the main entrance, so I thought it was a key lock.
I thought it was a lock, like a padlock.
So the
Is
key is where?
Well, that's what I'm saying, usually it's in a lockbox.
With a combo.
Yeah.
There isn't one there that I've seen.
I can check with,
noticed?
I have not noticed it, I can check
Yeah.
with community development
Yeah,
about that. But
if
would the
it-
would the
if it-
commission have a problem with a vehicle bringing in the material?
No, all we did in the past when we do that is we notify the police that we're doing that. So
Yeah.
if someone calls and complains, they know.
Yeah. Yeah, I usually make a sign and put it on the truck window, Horse Hill Maintenance or something.
Yeah,
and
that's fine.
You have someone walk slowly in front of the truck, make sure no one's flying down the trail on their bike or something.
Yeah.
And that,
That's
that's, nice thing is that's the main trail. It's wide enough, easy enough to get a truck down. And there's a place to turn around up there, so you can get most of the way there.
We do that, we've done
truck,
that with all the
yeah.
properties, so
Yeah.
I don't think that's an issue.
Yeah. Other than that, we'd be ready to do it, I'll be on vacation for 2 weeks, but by the time I come back, if that's all approved, I can pick it up and we can do it pretty much right away in a day, really, I think. So,
Mark, which trail was this on?
it's the loop trail.
Loop trail.
Yeah, as you first go to the main entrance, all the way up in the ponds on the right. It's right at the overlook area where the second bench is.
I'm prepared to make a motion if it would be.
I'm prepared to second.
Yeah, just for clarification, because you mentioned it might be possible that not all of these pieces, like, because some of the pieces currently there might be reused again, still in good enough shape.
You don't know until you take it apart. Some of them look good in the top, but they've been sitting in water for years, and then the bottom could be all rotten, and they split in half.
I just
If-
want to
if-
know, like, if I was being too much of a stickler by saying we should, in the voting, when you make the motion, to specify that it can be for the boardwalk replacement, but also potentially other pieces, or is that not really important?
Well, it's-
And possible reclamation of material?
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
just wanted to-
as you see, it's false economy to use old stuff with new stuff and building a new structure, because the old stuff is gonna not last,
Right.
right? So then you just use it for patching, for things that are useful. Things that aren't, we'll haul out, and I'll bring them to the dump like I usually do, so.
I wasn't sure if I was being a stickler or if actually supposed to be this specific on the stuff with the town, but.
Yeah,
it's
but
not- it's
the
not-
pricing assumes replacing that 100%, and as I look, you see the photos, probably a couple of boards you can save, but a lot of the stuff is not gonna be good.
I'm sure other subcommittees work the same way. When you have a project, whatever you're able to reclaim, you hang on to, because there's always
Right.
gonna be little
We've-
things.
We've never put that into a motion, but
Okay.
we've got plenty, I've got, stuff we just moved is all, all of it's reclaimed, leftover.
Yeah,
Not
that's what we
used.
do. I mean, our stockpile is getting very, very thin, because we've been doing a lot of repairs creatively, so what I would offer, though, we have a massive beam, 6 by 10 or so, I think it might be 18 feet long, that was left over from a large project for years, pressure-treated beam that's sitting there on the side of the road in our little secret stockpile. If another property has a need for doing a large bridge project, needs a beam, I don't see that we're gonna need it anytime soon, so
Right.
just throw that out there. If I can get the dimensions.
You-
if
Do
you guys-
do you know how long it is?
I wanna say it's 18 feet. It's a long one.
Okay, because we actually, I don't know if anyone's walked Greater Woods down the Castor Trail and seen how tall that dam is becoming.
Oh,
So our normally dry path is probably gonna be wet pretty soon.
I can get you dimensions or show you
Yeah,
where
I'm just
it
curious,
is.
yeah, when if you get a chance, just shoot me an email.
Yeah.
Because that space is almost gonna be 20 feet that we have to bridge.
Yeah, this thing's long. It's heavy. It's
Yeah.
heavy long, brand new. I
Okay,
don't-
that'd be great. Well, before we, let's
Anyway,
make a motion to,
Okay.
yeah.
I move that we authorize the expenditure of $500 from Fund 8, or amount not to exceed $500 from Fund 53 for the purchase of materials to repair the boardwalk as specified by the request of the subcommittee in Horse Hill.
I'll second.
Any further discussion?
So does 500 cover and give you some contingency? Okay,
480 was the
Yeah.
bottom line. I just rounded it.
all right, perfect. As long as you've got some,
Yeah.
need to go get another box of nails or something stupid.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Okay, I forget how to say this part, but if there's no further discussion, we can have a vote. All in favor? All opposed? All abstained? Okay, vote passes 6-0.
So
Okay,
you can submit that?
so you guys have the, will you submit it on your side to someone in the town?
I can do that.
The actual quote, yeah.
I'll need, email it to me?
I don't have it electronically. He might have emailed it to Kelly.
Okay.
He put her
Is that the
name
final
on it.
quote?
I only have the
Yeah,
paper
that's
copy.
dated today.
He did not email it to me today.
I'll get it to finance.
You could scan it or something if you want, if you need it in an email, but.
Thank you,
But you'll follow
You
up.
wanna
Okay.
keep that with it?
thank you. Very good.
You can keep the photo if you'd like to keep the photo, or I'll take it back one or the other.
I think we'll probably wanna keep it just because we shared it tonight, so we can make it part of our
Sure
minutes.
thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it'll also be great to see the picture of it when it's done, because you can,
Yes,
you know,
you can include that.
Before and after.
I should have brought a picture of that when it was flooded back like a month ago.
Thank you, Mark.
All right,
Thank you very much.
thank you, Mark.
Okay, that concludes new business. Now moving on to other business. Review Conservation Commission Rules of Procedure, tabled from the May 13th, 2024 Conservation Commission Annual Meeting.
I have a question. There was something else that was tabled at the last meeting that isn't on the minutes,
I believe, yeah, so.
but we are missing an important member that might have insight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, regarding Commissioner Michael Julian's appointment
Right.
to the subcommittee, I don't know why it wasn't included. I'm guessing it's because since two things for that meeting were tabled, maybe there was some confusion in making the agenda and they only
Okay.
put one over.
Okay,
I think Andy was going to find out from town council
yeah,
if that
and
was.
he's not here either.
He's not here,
so-
so.
Shall we add it to the next meeting?
Yes.
agenda?
But so, also in the last meeting though, let me see if I got- the rules of procedure, last meeting, there was a printing error, so only every other page was included. So not everyone got a chance to review the changes. This week, it has been fixed, so we do have a chance to have that full discussion and approve the changes to the rules of procedure.
So I just have one quick question before we approve these. So we're assuming that we're gonna approve them, but if there's like spelling errors or anything like that, we're not gonna approve them this way. We're just gonna approve that they can and establish them and print them and then maybe fix a couple little errors, but not change any of the, okay.
Approving the
We're-
over.
Pass the substance.
Yeah,
Let
okay,
somebody else
right.
do it.
Provided those spelling errors aren't like
No.
actually changing the
Substantive.
meaning. of
No,
what
they're not
it
changing
says.
the meaning, but there's like, we have rules of procedure. No, we have rules of procedure. Things like that. So I just wanna make sure that we're all in agreement that this draft can be corrected and as long as nothing of substance doesn't change.
I'm grateful to ComDev for the
Yeah.
memo they sent you on dated June 7th, which helped explain to me why some of these
Yep.
changes came up that affects how I vote.
Did anyone have any comments or issues with the changes to the rules of procedure?
Yep, I think adding a discussion, possible action regarding other items, adding that to our agenda is something that will be useful to us. It's helpful. I think having the subcommittees separated out into a separate article is also gonna be useful. I think this is a step in the right direction.
Yep.
I like that the recommendation to move the annual meeting back to July.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you like me to make a motion?
Yeah, sure.
I move that we approve the rules of procedure as amended, presented in the packet.
Second.
Any further discussion?
I want to just make sure staff feels free to make small corrections as they see fit to make these published.
Okay, so all in favor of approving the rules of procedure? Karis?
I have a question.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No problem.
Oh, sorry.
Article 4. 1, there should be a maximum of 6 members. Do we only have 6 members?
I believe that's regarding the town council rep, in this case Andy, is not considered a
Okay.
full member.
Where am I looking?
Kind of speaks to that. Clarifies.
Because we had a question about that in the memo.
Yeah.
addressing-
Okay.
It is in here. They spelled it out.
Mhm.
Okay. Got it.
So, so 11 people, so it would be 6 full-time members, 3 alternates, 1 town council rep, and the other one would be the student rep, who I believe, I wasn't aware of this, but I believe she has already been appointed. Is that correct?
She has. The student rep is Katie Legay, and the town council moved to appoint her. It didn't include a start date. I assume that we probably work with the school board to sort through those details, but they appointed her at I think this was the May 14th meeting.
Okay, any more questions regarding rules of procedure? Okay, so now, all in favor of approving the changes to the rules of procedure? Okay, all opposed? All abstaining? Okay, motion passes. So now we move on to, if I can find the agenda. Move on to approval of the minutes for the May 13th, 2024 meeting. Anyone have any changes to the minutes?
Yeah, I've been a few.
Before we do that, you want me to, I make a motion to approve the minutes from the May 13th meeting of the Merrimack Conservation Commission with amendments.
Second.
Wait, do we vote on that again?
No,
No.
now we can have our discussion and then we can.
Okay. Page 4. Line 154, I think the word commission is supposed to be plural.
Yes.
I've got others too, I gotta find them.
Oh, Tom, is your green light on?
Yes, it is,
Okay.
yeah.
Sit closer.
Yeah, okay.
We're getting the.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Getting this thing back.
Give me a second here, I can't even find my notes. Where did I see this? All right. Oh, page 5, line 184. I think Chair Perkins needs a verb. Chair Perkins that is willing to collect items.
Requests, perhaps.
184, you said?
184, page 5. Chair Perkins that is willing to collect the items and store them in one place.
If I recall my early notes correctly, I think I meant to say request.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I knew it needed a verb, I didn't know what verb we're gonna use. Right here.
On that note, have you gotten a list of a full inventory of,
We did. I got,
markers?
Tom sent me his items, gauge.
I sent pictures, I didn't count everything.
I
There's a
wasn't-
lot.
Wasn't gonna throw you under the bus. The picture was effective. We grasped it. I've got Andrew's list. I have a few items. So Karis and I have those inventories.
I have one more. Page 8, line 304. We have to take the ED off motion.
Any more changes?
Nope.
Okay, so, all in favor to approve the minutes as amended? Gage.
Oh, sorry.
All opposed? All abstaining? No. Okay, motion to approve the minutes passes. How do I adjourn the meeting?
Well, I have a quick question before
Sure.
we, so in light of the message that we got from town staff on the changes that are going to be in our, like having a ability to have comments, can we start that now?
I got problems with it.
Right?
That we can discuss things but not make decisions, that part?
Yeah, just FYI type of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Love to have discussions.
So, a couple months ago, we were contacted by the Heritage Commission. We have some rare plants at Gilmore Hill, property, and I met with a botanist Friday, and we walked it, and the plants are doing well and growing, and supposedly this is about the only place in New Hampshire we have it, so, that was interesting, so. That was good. I met also on Wednesday with Beaver Solutions, the company that does our, the water levelers in town. They were not brought on contract last year. So they have sent me a new proposal so we can go ahead. I meant to have it with me, but I got too late for the agenda, so. I'm gonna bring that for the next agenda, to bring them back in and pay them, because we have a couple levelers that are in need of repair. So, and they came in, they looked at the last, one that we have, the last space that we have, potentially a need for a new one. John and I walked it, and he feels that he has some ability to put a leveler out there, and that's in the backside of Powell Brook that empties into Mitchell Woods. On the far side of Mitchell Woods, we already have a leveler on the far side, but they are they're damming it right up behind the neighborhood now, and that's starting to impact the septic systems on the people on that road, so. Yeah, so we're trying to see what we can do to alleviate that without having me to go muck around in the swamp every couple days.
Is that behind Bean Road?
That's right behind my house.
Okay.
It's right behind Lisa Drive, and it's off of and Merry Meetings right there, that space.
Mhm.
So the pond behind the middle school comes down by Bishop Field, goes under Babusick Lake Road,
Mhm.
and then goes around the backside of my neighborhood. That's all, that's from the pond out to where it finally empties into Babusick Lake, the Babusick stream, is Powell Brook.
Is that what you emailed me a week or maybe two ago?
Probably.
Okay.
The
I think it
Mike,
was-
From Beaver Solutions?
yeah.
or-
Yeah, I can find it, hold on a second. Because I don't send you that much email. But yes, I'm gonna have the proposal, and they're gonna mark all of them down. The town owns a couple of them, and we own 4 or 5, and the town owns a couple, so I'm going to just have them put everything on a single invoice, and then we can figure out how to get it squared away. Yes.
So that can be set for the June 24th meeting. Any other commissioner comments? I mean,
I can just give an update. I thought I'd have it ready for this meeting since we had 3 weeks or something, but they were waiting on me for some information. The trail map refresh, I did communicate with NRPC. I think they have everything from us that they need. I gave them their information from our last meeting. So their next step is to fire off some test maps or whatever, or give us some updated maps, and then once we get those in digitally, and I can get them onto print, and we can put them on an agenda.
Yes,
And,
the NRPC was very responsive to the Horse Hill Subcommittee. I can't remember the gentleman from NRPC, but he's worked with Mark. He showed us a draft of the Horse Hill map at the last subcommittee meeting, and we've got little things like you need to add something to the legend, but for the most part, things are looking good. The new trails are on there, and I'm very excited about this project coming to its conclusion, because it's, you look at the current map versus the draft one, and it's clear that
That's nice.
it's time.
Did they receive the updates from Sklar?
Yes,
Okay.
that's all I had.
any other commissioner comments?
Sorry, a clarifier. Did they receive the updates not from our last meeting about Sklar, but I guess Sklar had, they had more. They had like a whole list, but when I asked Katie if it had been sent to the chair, she didn't know, she just sent it to Stephanie. And then we clarified at the last meeting, last Monday, at the Sklar meeting, that it needed to be sent to the chair. Did you receive anything, Eric, from Katie?
No, I didn't. Not for Katie.
No?
We did get feedback from the town that, there was that portion of the river trail that is on the town land. They said we're more than welcome to include that in our portion of the map.
Mhm.
We changed the bittersweet, post our last discussion, we decided not to go with the bittersweet trail and to use the other name.
We dixed that a long time ago.
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it was a rediscussion of that.
Yeah.
We're gonna use, I think it's Heron Trail?
That's what
Yeah.
it was, Herring, Heron, yeah.
Any more commissioner comments? Last time we had commissioner comments, I know we were like in a circle, but I didn't like that as much because it made me nervous because I never had anything to say, but it always come over to me.
We're gonna have to remind ourselves to do it, because it's unnatural, we haven't done it in so long.
So if that leaves nothing else, then, I make a motion to adjourn the meeting? Is that what you say?
I'll second.
Okay. All in favor? All opposed? All abstain?
I'm sorry, I'm in favor.
Just looking at the time, because I always forget to do that.
What's that?
Make- make
It's
a note
14
of that,
past
I
seven.
always forget
Time
that.
is
7:14.
7:14, okay.
Stephanie's very patient.